On the land area of less than 800,000 square kilometers, there are at least 40 terrorist organizations that are still active. There are multiple terrorist attacks occurring every year. In the past nearly 10 years, there have been at least 20 terrorist attacks in Pakistan. The property losses have exceeded $1 billion. The terrorist organizations in Pakistan have already seriously endangered national security and development interests. When Pakistan's Minister of Defense Khawaja Asif was interviewed by British media, he stated that Pakistan had done the dirty work for Western countries such as the United Kingdom and the United States for 30 years, and that we had paid a price for it. What he meant was that the problem of the proliferation of terrorist organizations within its territory was caused by the United States and other Western countries. And this statement is indeed not wrong. However, does Pakistan really bear no responsibility at all in this regard? The Pakistani military has been conducting counter-terrorism operations for decades. Why has it still not achieved remarkable results so far? In July 2021, during the project of the Desa hydropower station in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan, construction workers were hit by an explosion on their way to the construction site by shuttle bus. The accident resulted in the death of 13 people. On March 26, 2024, a terrorist attack caused the casualties of more than 20 people. It happened at the same place and involved the same project, and the perpetrators behind it were also the same. They are the Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan. After the terrorist attacks occurred, the Pakistani government quickly took a series of actions and brought some of the arrested ringleaders and members of the perpetrators to justice. Subsequently, the Pakistani military also launched large-scale and continuous clearance operations, killing 72 high-value targets of the TTP. However, for the TTP organization, which has more than 3,000 members, such punitive measures are just a minor loss. The TTP organization remains the terrorist organization with the largest influence and the strongest strength within Pakistan. So, the reason why this malignant tumor is difficult to eradicate, is it because the Pakistani military is ineffective in suppressing the bandits, or are the members of the terrorist organization too cunning? In the Persian language, Taliban means students, and the Taliban armed forces are the student army. Unexpectedly, this Islamic extremist armed organization that has been causing headaches for Pakistan was actually nurtured by Pakistan itself. That is exactly what the Pakistani Minister of Defense referred to as the dirty work done for the United States and Western countries. In 1979, the Soviet Army set foot on the territory of Afghanistan. In order to rapidly advance their aggression, they supported the pro-Soviet armed forces to establish a puppet regime, which continuously fought against the local resistance forces. During this period, a large number of refugees fled into neighboring Pakistan. The United States, which was then engaged in the Cold War confrontation with the Soviet Union, was reluctant to see its opponent expand its influence. Pakistan, with its predominantly Sunni Muslim population, also felt the threats posed by the Soviet Union, India, and Iran, where the Shiite Muslims were in power. The United States and Pakistan reached a consensus. They decided to cultivate an anti-Soviet armed force. The United States provided financial and technical support, while Pakistan was responsible for providing the venues, as well as organizing and training the personnel. In just a few years, the United States invested more than $7 billion US dollars and trained a large number of guerrilla fighters. It should be noted that at that time, the US dollar was as valuable as gold. Those young trainees transformed from fleeing refugees into fearless killers. They returned to their homeland and joined the organizations that resisted the Soviet army, becoming an important force in defeating the invaders. After the war ended, Afghanistan did not usher in peace. Various tribes fought against each other for their own interests. At this time, the Pashtun youth who had been trained in the training camps in Pakistan formed the student army, that is, the Taliban. They quelled the internal unrest in Afghanistan and established a regime. It is worth noting that Mullah Omar, the leader of the Taliban, was a close comrade in arms of Osama bin Laden of al-Qaeda. They were both supported by the United States. However, after the September 11th attacks in 2001, Osama bin Laden became the key target of the U.S. military's crackdown. The Taliban organization was also put on the U.S. military's anti-terrorism list because it sheltered Osama bin Laden. Pakistan had to comply with the will of the United States and join the anti-terrorism ranks. In this way, the anti-Soviet armed forces that were personally fostered by the United States and Pakistan eventually became their own enemies. After Mullah Omar, the leader of the Afghan Taliban, was killed, Hakamullah Massoud, one of the Taliban leaders, fled back to the tribal areas along the border of Pakistan and established the Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan. Thus, it initiated a long-term struggle with the Pakistani government. Why is it so difficult to eliminate the Taliban? The key reason lies in the fact that these people have already integrated with the border tribes in the northwestern region of Pakistan. The people living here are mostly Pashtun. In terms of culture and religion, they tend to support the Taliban, which belongs to the same ethnic group. Moreover, the Taliban, through a combination of coercion and inducement, has cultivated a large number of supporters in the local area. At the same time, they have also established religious schools, using extreme ideas to brainwash young people and continuously training new members. In addition, the terrain of this area is complex. It is very difficult for external forces to effectively cover the entire region, and naturally, it is impossible to completely eliminate the terrorists. The most important point is that the Pakistani government has been lax in governing the ethnic minorities in the border areas and has long ignored their various demands, which has naturally aroused the dissatisfaction of the local people. This sentiment will eventually evolve into hostility and confrontation, and it has also become the root cause of the gradual growth of the Taliban's influence. In the southern part of Pakistan, there is also an organization that has a similar growth experience to the Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan. That is the Baloch armed group. Both the Baloch people and the Pashtun belong to ethnic minorities, and they have all been long neglected by the dominant ethnic groups in Pakistan. As a result, they have naturally developed forces to confront the government. Secondly, these terrorist organizations have the covert support of external forces. For example, India is one of the supporters of the Balochistan Liberation Army. However, the problems within Pakistan itself are obviously the key factor contributing to the proliferation of terrorist organizations. Now Pakistan has once again been pushed to the center of public attention due to a terrorist attack. It seems that its neighboring country, India, also wants to take this opportunity to make a big issue out of it. No matter how this matter finally comes to an end, Pakistan's interests and image will be damaged once again. This is the end of this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. See you in the next video.